They are facing off in the round of 16. Or in the round of 8. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have our red Terran player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Nicoract. One of our Terran hopes, and spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player from the land of England representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Eva. Picking Zerg this time. Sorry, I'm just fixing up my green screen. Are we good? Are we good? We're good. My green screen was just misaligned, but we are loading into post-youth of all maps. Okay, one of the more vetoed maps in the map pool. I am ready to embrace this, as we do have a free pocket base available for both Eba and Nicoract. Eba going for a hatch gas pool, standard opener so far. I'm assuming it's going to be a gas follow-up. Meanwhile, Nicoract setting up for interesting 2-Rax Reaper. Okay, now, one of the things about post-youth, fun fact, post-youth has a slightly shorter rush distance compared to Ghost River. I believe Ghost River is 31 seconds and post-use is 30 seconds, like main to main. So yeah, we're gonna make use of the slightly shorter rush distance here on this map, going into some Reaper aggression. This should just be 2-Rax Reaper into an expand. Regardless, there's potential for damage here, especially if Eba is cutting corners. We can see Eba just going for a standard hatch gas pool opener into his queen, into his lings, but we'll see how well we can control these Reapers and how much damage we can get done. The Overlord will dip in, and the Overlord will confirm. I believe one more step up. We do confirm the racks on the right hand side, which is very suspect. And yeah, Eba, he will confirm the racks on the left as well. From here, Reaper's moving out across the map. Eba back at home, getting his lings, getting his queens ready for the aggression. We are getting ready. As the Reaper dips into the mineral line, going to be threatening those drones. So far, Lings are able to keep up. So far, so good. We have that CC on the way back at home again. This is not an all-in. This is just an aggressive start here from Nicoract. Threatens the third base, and the goal here is to force a cancel on the third. Can we pull this off? Third Reaper coming out. So we have a fourth Reaper in production. Now getting into our add-ons. Yeah, so it's going to be a 4 Reaper setup. Nicoract double expanding, going for his third TC. And again, the goal is to cancel this base. Queen's waddling out. Eba attempting to save it. Queen's going to be quite exposed. KDA charges adding in a lot of extra DPS in the AE, but he knows he cannot save this. It's not going to happen. The Queens have to retreat. And the base is going to be cancelled. Oh my god. So a nice pickup here from Nicoract. Again, this is the bare minimum that you want, is denying the base. KDA charges. My god, we shut down both tumors. Very nicely done. From here, Nicoract is transitioning into his 3cc 2-on-1 setup. We'll catch an extra drone, 2 drones going down. And we're containing Eba for as long as possible. That's the goal here for Nicoract. Contain the Zerg. Delay the third base for as long as we can. Dipping into the main. Link speed has kicked in. And we do head for the mineral line. Oh! Catch another drone. Not bad. To get another worker. And we're working towards our stim time. Again, a 2-on-1 indicates a big commitment into Marines. So 16 Marines, 2 medevacs, and a big push. Now, off of a 3cc variation, we could delay the add-on stop and go for Hellions as well. I'm curious if we will. Go for the add-on stop. Okay, no Hellions, straight for medevacs. Reapers do turn back around. Love to see the tuna. Do love to see it. Eba going to be getting into his lair opener. It's going to be around a 4 minutes, was that 50, 4 minute 40-ish lair timing. Bailey Nest on the way. Double expanding, getting your third and fourth. So this is the typical response. If your third base is delayed in such a fashion against a 2x Reaper, you do double expand. The difference here on post-youth is the double expansion means we're rushing into the gold. Very risky move here. We'll see if we can get away with it. Here's a risky maneuver. Creep was delayed, so we're barely encroaching upon the gold base with that creep. And here comes that sim timing. The medevacs have arrived. Stim is done. We catch an overlord, and we're pushing out. And the goal here is going to be to deny the gold. And I'll be honest, I'm not too sure we can save it. I don't think we have the queens or the links for this. Yeah, we summon forward, we dive on the base itself, and it's going to be cancelled. There's no saving it. There's no expanding. Eva is in trouble. Eva forced to expand elsewhere. But Nicoract is unrelenting. Steaming on forward, catches the queen. Oh, not quite. Barely do keep the queen alive. Nice clean up there from Eva. Does force the pickup. Eva can now rotate around, heading towards his now new fourth. Nicoract should be heading this direction. Should be checking. In for another stim. Eva does hold. Nicoract rotating around, denying the goal base once again, but doesn't deny the fourth. The fourth base should finish. Back at home, Nicoract, he is building up into a 5-rack setup. 5 racks is 1 factory, 1 starport, getting into tank production, not widow mines. Tanks are on the way. Once again, stimming in. Up! Ooh, another cancel. Another cancel on the hatchery. Eva quick to retake it. But Nicoract wants to knock it down. Again, no creep to work with. These queens are looking a bit vulnerable. Marines are stimming in. There's another cancel. We catch the queens. The queens, they get caught off of creep. 3 queens go down. The lings, they cannot engage. GG gets caught as Nicoract snowballs out of control, and Nicoract takes game number 1. Whew. GG. A solid game there out of Nicoract. Very successful with his opener, with his initial Reaper. Oh. With his initial Reaper and... with that initial Reaper and and was able to deny the third base, able to contain the Zerg player. Eva attempting to transition out of that though, with of course attempted to defend it and tried to transition out of it by double expanding, getting a third, getting a fourth. Again, the goal base was a bit ambitious. It wasn't just that, unfortunately, because of the initial tumors going down as well, because of those initial creep tumors, that did mean that it was harder to really gain any kind of foothold at that goal base. And GG, well played. Nicoract does take a lead. 1 more game is all he needs to take the series. Can he have a bounce back? I'm hoping we can force the ace match. I'm hoping for a back and forth. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. As I said once, he should be known as Chris Toonhanner. Chris Toonhanner. God damn it. Shake my head, Iceland. As spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Golden Aura, we have our Red Terran player. Our Red Terran leading the series 1-0. 1 game away from making it into the semifinals, representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Nicoract. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Blue Zerg player, representing the Platinum Heroes as well. This is a team kill down in the series. Can he bounce back and force the ace match? It is Eva. Going for a 15-15. Interesting. 15-15 opener here out of Eva. Playing things out very safe. What does this mean? This means that faster queens. It means that faster access to lings if need be. Just a bit of a safer opener out of Eva. The downside of this build is that your gases are delayed, and link speed is delayed as a result. But outside of that, you're going to be able to defend early on, and Nicoract this time is not going to Ract Reaper. Not this time. From here, we are settling in. And this time, thankfully, because of the standard opener of Nicoract, Eba is going to have a much more comfortable time in the early game. He's going to be able to just settle in, get up to his 3 bases, drone up quite freely, and have more of a back and forth. Like, when it came to game 1, Nicoract was just in control of the game from almost the beginning, like catching queens, denying creeps, denying bases. It was just a really shaky start for Eba. A really rough start. But as we settle into game 2, again, should be a different story, at least, early game-wise. STV does confirm the timing of the hatchery. Pulling back. Getting into our follow-up. And we'll see if Nicoract does embrace a third CC or a faster starport. Would be a sign of aggression or a sign of more economic play. As Reaper does go for the dive. Catching, not quite a drone. Oh, forcing a second spore. Whew. Eba does defend. I say that, forcing a gas geyser as well. Quite a bit of damage dealt here by Nicoract. We don't kill any drones, but we did deny mining time. Forced out some buildings. Third base now being taken. Nicoract does confirm. And we do back off behind this. Third CC is in production, so it is going to be an economic opener here out of Nicoract. Eba this time is much more free to settle down. Oh, interesting. We're getting into a 3CC 2-1-1. You don't see this too often. I mean, I know we had a variation last game, but that was, you know, over a 2x Reaper opener. As the Reaper does go down. Less than ideal. But yeah, this is an interesting one. So the downside here is, actually, I was going to say the downside here is that you don't really have too much map control early on, but we are additionally making Hellions to begin with. Meanwhile, Eba opening up with a Roach Warren. Let's go. Roach Warren hidden here behind the natural. Going to be able to go for an earlier Roach push. Likewise, have a more secure mid-game as we can defend with Lingbane, Roach Ravager. It's going to be a lot more secure. And because this isn't a Banshee-based opener, then these Roaches are going to be a little bit more effective, or they have the potential to be. There it is, we have a handful of Roaches on the way. Eba expanding, we have skipped Ling Speed. My apologies, I just noticed how much we delayed our gas. It wasn't just a 15-15, it was a gasless opener. So my apologies, that did slip my mind. But it was straight up a gasless opener. Eba being as greedy as possible here on Golden Aura. This is something that Dark did popularize, like, you know, when this map pool was fresh a year ago. I say that Dark was very fond of this on Near Humanity, if you remember, and likewise Golden Aura as well, when Golden Aura came out. As it will share some unique features. So it was gases, now prioritizing gases, getting into our lair, working towards upgrades, and we should eventually get into Ling Speed, you know, once we get a more stable economy here. As our medevacs are on the way, and we are soon going to be active with all these Marines with drops. We're getting there. The medevacs have arrived. Stim is done. Nicoract is moving out. At the same time, Hellions just applying a bit of pressure here and there, wherever they can. Third base now being taken. Here we go. Nicoract is going to be pushing. For the most part, we are in position. Yeah, we got Queens, we got Transfused, we got Roaches. We are ready here on the front lines at the fourth base. These Marines shouldn't do much. Okay. Oh god! Oh, we go for the queen! High NG queen goes down. Big pick off. At the same time, Hellions, they dive into the natural. Drones are lining up. The drones line up. 11 workers go down, and we're not done. We got 13. 13 worker kills. A brutal amount of damage. And at the same time we dive in, we get another queen. Nicoract just pulling Eba apart. Yeah, we cannot make these mistakes, or we cannot have these slip-ups. But already a good amount of damage dealt here by Nicoract. Does take an economic lead. Does take that lead, getting into 1-1. You see Eba working towards the infestation pits, working towards a hive. Ooh. Will deny it. Denied as the Baneling is going to be finishing up here for Baneling speed. We're trying to get into Ling Main Roach Ravager. We're attempting to, but this is not an easy setup here for Eba. Nicoract now being active with 2 drops. Clearing creep on the right hand side at the same time, denying creep towards the left. Eba has pre-split his army, is ready for this. So will we get into the main? We're going for another queen. Don't quite get one, not this time. Yeah, the queens hold their own. Drops are being forced back. But again, this is just drop play. This is just harassment, and now the main army is getting ready to just amass together and move out. Good pickups against the Lings. Nicoract just consolidating his forces, catching Ravagers. Ravagers are exposed. Baneling as well. Denying more creep. And you can see Nicoract just rallying across the map towards the would-be 5th. Barely any creep here. And do we have any Banelings? Nah, yeah. No. No Banelings ready for this. We deny the 5th. We do force a cancel at the same time, pushing into the 4th. Distracting Eba. Getting on top of the Banelings. Ooh, not quite. We do spot the Banelings. We do back up. Nicoract does respect it. Just waiting for reinforcements. And even setting up a Doom Drop towards the main base. Doesn't go for it though. Unloads. Does unload, dropping at the 4th. Getting a drone. Catching a queen. Another queen goes down. So many queens are pulling at the same time. Looks like he does get a surround. But doesn't take down too much. A handful of Marines, a tank. Most of the army does pick up, does get out of there. Nicoract just rallying across the map. No, that's a kill, not a cancel. A kill on the 5th. Eba trying to hold on, trickling into the army. Big tank shots going up. Oof. And so many Banelings going to be going down ahead of time. We try to engage. We shut down the Banelings. We can keep pushing. We can't just keep going from here. As there are so few Banelings left. Nicoract thinks better of it. Oh god. Denying another base. Denying another hatchery. Eba does catch the tank. Not bad. Expanding on the left-hand side, attempting to get the gold, but yeah, there's no getting the gold. It's not going to happen. Target firing a little bit too good. GG gets called, and Nicoract will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Nicoract for taking that series. Again, being hyper-aggressive, very in the face of Eba. The dominoes started falling when the Hellions got into the natural. There was a big dive into the natural base. 13 drones went down. That was a massive moment for Nicoract. That allowed him to snowball out of control, catching queens, denying creep, and keeping the pressure up. Again, and losing all those workers was just a massive moment for him. Took an economic lead himself. And with that, Nicoract does advance on to those semis. GG, well played.